intrigues me because your game, you've got tempo and high scoring. The other game's more grinded out, traditional pro-style offenses. What does it say about college football these days that you've got these different styles and looks like you can succeed both ways?
Yeah, well, I think that's what makes college football so popular is you have such diversity. You know, one week you see the triple option, next week it's the air raid offense, and next week it's more of a power spread type of system like we have. And then the next week you're playing the I formation. You know, it's just it's a very different thing, as totally different from the NFL, where that's why you see players just can go and in a week they're ready to play. You know, it's a lot of similarities from team to team, with an exception or two. But in college football, you know, and plus in the pros you got 32 teams. There's 128 Division I teams, and everybody has you know, their different philosophies and then different spins on that philosophy. But I think it's what makes it fun. It's what makes it very unpredictable, you know, to be able to prepare for so many things. And you know, yeah, you've got two very similar teams in Michigan State and Alabama, and two teams on the surface appear similar, but you know, offensively we do some similar things, but we're pretty different too, as far as the background of what we do.
You were pretty outspoken a couple years ago with the tempo rules that were trying to slow down tempo teams. Do you think that debate is over? I mean, does that still go on within coaches?
I hope so. It really doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, you got 40 seconds. You got to be able to use them however you want to. And if you look at college basketball, I think one of their problems is they're trying to speed it up. Right. You know, that's one of the reasons I think that they're hurting a little bit. And so they're trying to look at what they're trying to do. And I think our game has never been popular and more popular than it is right now. And I think it's again because of the diversity of all the different offenses. And you know, we're a tempo team, but you know, we rarely snap the ball. You know, we usually snap it somewhere in the 20s, sometimes less than that, depending on what we're trying to do. But you know, you have some teams out there like North Carolina. You better have your cleats in the ground as soon as that ball is spotted. You know, but I think that's what makes it fun. It makes it challenging from week in and week out, and I think it's made college football. It's taken it to a whole nother level.
All the freshmen on the team have any of them had the wow moment being in Miami yet? You seen any eyes get a little wider?
No, not really. I mean, we got here last night and just kind of getting going today. So. You know, we'll get plugged into some of the functions that they have planned for us tonight. I think they go and eat somewhere, just eat a bunch of food. I don't know, go something. And so you know, they'll get plugged in. We're going to go to the Heat game, get a chance to do some fun things. And but you know, these guys got a great demeanor. The hotel's awesome. Our setup there makes it very efficient for us. So you know, it's been a really smooth transition at this point.
I'm sure you have experience coaching against friends, other coaches you have ties to. Have you had much chance to talk to Brent about what it's like to coach against Oklahoma 2 years in a row?
No. Just trying to, our talks how we're going to stop this quarterback and contain that guy. But no, that stuff has nothing to do with it. I mean, when you're in this business, it's a fraternity. You pretty much know everybody. You know, every time you line up, most of the time, a lot of the times, you have a friend on the other sideline. A lot of the time in this business, that's just the way it is. So, it's not. Once the ball is kicked off, that's just kind of, you're just focused on the game. You're really not thinking about any of those type of things.
Any specific guys from the JV portion of the practice that really jumped out at you?
A lot of guys, but really nobody to single out right now. I think we got a bunch of good young guys that this is going to help them as we get into the spring, help their growth. All those guys have worked hard, responded well. We haven't been able to do as much scrimmaging as I would like because we're thin in the offensive line. We don't have enough bodies, but we've been able to get a lot of good competitive work and crossover, and it's again just the accumulation of those reps will pay off for these guys because you know they get more and more comfortable, and that's how you play. I mean, you got to go play to get better. So this gives them an opportunity to get back dialed in into our schemes, as opposed to the scout team stuff.
I know a lot's been made of Baker Mayfield being walk-on and then getting to this level. Does he kind of get overlooked that Deshaun was as hyped as you get, and he's come in and he's handled it all exactly how he's handled it, been successful from the get-go, he's handled himself on and off the field. Is that
doing it that way get overlooked a little bit?
You know, I don't know if it does or not. I think he's at the Heisman. I think, you know, pretty much people it's pretty well documented on who he is and his success and the type of person he is and all that type of stuff. I don't know if it's been overlooked, but you know, he's just a very consistent guy, you know, person in everything that he does. And I think people this year have gotten to know him more and more as far as just who he is. And I think people have a lot of respect for Deshaun because of how he does handle the situation that he's in. I mean, there's a lot of people pulling at him. There's a lot that comes with the platform that he has. But he embraces that, he understands, and he does a great job with that. But he's just relentless about preparing. That's the thing that I love about him. He doesn't let anything get in the way of that. I mean, he is really dialed in. You know, to this point, he's really handled it well.
Called your son Twitter. But this, your football account, Clemson football account, is one of the best ones.
Yeah, how about that?
Why do you think
I come up with some good stuff every now and then.
Well, why do you think it's better for the social media message to come from there?
Because I don't want it about me. I don't want it about me. I'm not. It's the last thing I want to do is get up every day and figure out how many people are following me. You know, feeling like I got to document my life and tell people. You know, we got to sort of push the football. You know, I'm doing a great job. I'm just maybe one day, I don't know, but I like to talk to people. I still like to talk to the recruits and actually have conversations and things like that. And I know there's a purpose for all that. And again, we try to maximize our presence, and I agree. I think we do a phenomenal job with that. And again, from time to time, I come up with something good, but and I try to help them. But, you know, as far as me, I just try to. I really try to keep my life simple, and I try to stay away from just the things. Just do the things that I need to do. You know, I don't have Facebook. If somebody's on there as Facebook as me, that ain't me. I don't do Twitter. You know, I'm new school, old school. I'm new school with some old school ways, I guess. But you know, hey, everybody's got to be who they are. And so far, that's just worked for me. I mean, between my texts and emails and phone calls and all that, I got plenty that I need to keep up with. And I know that's a big deal, and that's kind of the way of the times. But I just, who cares? You know what I think. You know, I don't want it to be about me.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay. All right. Thank you.